A lot of people get into organized religion because they want something outside of themselves to come save them or help them, and they don't think they're capable of helping themselves or fixing their own life. And maybe they're even afraid of their own power. I think religion can help you in a lot of ways. I mean, there's some truth in it. I know for me, connecting to a higher power, connecting to my higher self has been what has brought me fulfillment. And also letting go of that attachment to material things and to the material world, and not letting your ego rule you, and not being controlled by pride or jealousy or greed or envy or, all these different things. And so I think all of that aspect of it is really helpful. But then there's also a lot of fear mongering, there's a lot of guilt, there's a lot of emphasis on sin and right and wrong, and some people use it as an excuse to be hateful, to condemn people, which really is not what any religious text is talking about. And then there's also this idea that God judges you and that God is testing you and that you have to be perfect and behave a certain way, otherwise you're being judged, or that you're being tested to see if you're going to behave a certain way. And that's just not true, because God doesn't have an ego. God isn't a human being like us. It's hard for us to comprehend that. But your higher self and God is never judging you, never looking down on you and thinking badly of you. And we do experience tests in a way, kind of just to see if we're ready for the next phase of our life, if we have the necessary skills. But it's not a test in the way that a lot of people talk about it. The reality of God is that there's nothing to ever fear. And even if you make a wrong decision, it's just going to lead you on a path to the right one eventually. And we're always just learning the necessary lessons to get to where we need to go. You making the wrong decision for your life might cause some pain, it might cause some frustration, but it's ultimately going to give you all the wisdom and the lessons and everything that you need in order to get to where you should have gone. But there's no reason to ever fear making the wrong choice or doing the wrong thing. We're always just learning and growing, and it's okay to make mistakes. And so I really don't like how religion has such an emphasis on feeling guilty and being perfect and being judged, because that's really not at all what God is about. It's not what the Bible even talks about. God is love. God is unconditional love. Another thing that I feel like is toxic is living just to go to heaven and feeling like your life on earth doesn't matter, and you're just waiting to get to heaven, and you're just acting in a certain way so that you can get to heaven. Sorry if the angle changed, my phone ran out of storage. I believe that heaven is on earth. We create heaven on earth through our mindset, through becoming like a child again, through deconditioning ourselves, deconditioning our mind, and being able to reconnect with our authentic self and show up as that person. And also through not having an attachment to material possessions and things like that, and having that close relationship with God and with your higher self and letting it guide you. We came to earth to be human and to have a human experience, and I don't think you should be living your life just to try to have a certain type of death or to have a certain life after death. You chose to have this life, and you're meant to have this life and experience this life. It's not just the means to an end. This is the thing that you came here for, this current life. And the current life that you're living is very important, and you should be able to enjoy it and not just be using it to try to get to heaven, because heaven is on earth. Another thing I don't like is when people say you should fear God. Why should you fear God? So that you make the right decisions? Why are you not making the right decisions out of self-love and out of wanting the best for your life? Why do you have to fear something higher than you in order to treat yourself well and make good decisions? So yeah, I think a lot of organized religion, it's comforting to a lot of people if you're in a place where you don't love yourself, you don't trust yourself to help yourself, you don't feel that everything you need is within you, which is the case. And so you put all your trust and all your faith in this thing higher than yourself, not understanding that it's actually you. There are times where I kind of was like, I wish God was not me. It's kind of stressful to think I am God and I'm actually the source of all this. But understand that you are God, but it's not the you that you're thinking of. It's not the you that has this identity and that has this ego and that has these limiting beliefs and stuff. The part of you that is God, that is source, does not have any of those things, does not have any of those worldly limitations, does not have your subconscious mind, does not have your conditioning, does not have an ego. It's all knowing, it can see everything, it can understand everything, and you can just tap into that part of yourself and let it guide you. But don't get stressed out like, oh, I'm actually in control of everything and like this is stressful. It's not like the human you that's in control of everything. There is a higher power, but it's also you, because we're all a part of that higher power. We're all a part of source. So yeah, that's just like some thoughts I've been having lately as someone who used to be a part of organized religion. I was raised Catholic, and then I've seen people convert to Christianity. I respect everyone's religions. I'm not saying my way is the only right way. I just feel like personally, organized religion doesn't resonate with me. There's certain things about it that just don't feel right and don't sit right with my soul. And I know the truth is that everything you need is within you.